When some of the best games of the year come out within a 3-week period, your loved ones need to know how to be there for you through this difficult time. Make sure there are plentiful supplies of Doritos, Mountain Dew, always at the ready through this time.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
Make sure you're wearing the appropriate active gaming footwear so you can reach your full potential. And make sure there's always tissues at the ready for crying. Yeah, for crying. Most importantly, if you don't see them for weeks at a time, don't worry, they'll come back to you after they've finished the games. You can be there for them. For more information, please call +69 420 8008 5. Thank you.
Guys, delayed season. It's all coming.
It is.
Okay, it really is. I mean, I can't think of one game that I have not been extremely excited for that is not delayed in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Doom was the first. Was that the first one last year that really broke my heart?
It was the first one last year.
The first
You
one
broke my heart, Doom.
broke our heart.
You broke my heart.
And then Cyberpunk, was that ever delayed? No,
No,
it was
Cyberpunk
just
was
shown
delayed.
to be coming out in this year.
That's right. But today we've got announcement of 2 big delays for 2 of the biggest games. One of them holds a very special place in gamers' hearts. The other one's a bit like, not sure how this one's looking. We certainly want it to be good, but it's a bit shakier in terms of its development. We're talking, of course, about Final Fantasy VII and the Avengers game, both of which have been delayed. Let's talk about the details and the ramifications after the drop.
Okay, so guys, I have my suspicions why Final Fantasy VII has been delayed.
Maybe we should talk about the news first before we talk
Well, it's
about
getting
your
delayed.
suspicions.
It's because it's Tifa's boobies, and they need to work on those.
They need more time to adjust Tifa's boob size.
Yeah, apparently that was a big thing in the community.
They had to hire in extra people to the ethics department to make sure that it was the right size. So
Yeah.
that team's expanding rapidly, unlike Tifa's boobies, okay? Oh, that was a
got
good
him.
one. Got him!
Got him!
How it feels to be Square Enix.
2319! We have a 2319!
No, but seriously, today it was announced by Square Enix that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be delayed. It was originally scheduled to be launching March 10th?
March something. Yeah, we
Something
wrote
like
it down
that.
somewhere. We don't know where it is
Yeah.
now, but it's around the March period now. That has been delayed until April 10th. That's
It's
where we
been
got the
delayed
10th
to
from.
April 10th.
That's where we got the 10th from. So it's been now delayed to April 10th. Now they have released a statement, and this is what they've said. We know that so many of you are looking forward to the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake and have been waiting patiently to experience what we have been working on. In order to ensure we deliver a game that is in line with our vision and the quality that our fans have been waiting for deserve, we have decided to move the release date to April 10th, 2020. We are making this tough decision in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish to the game and to deliver you with the best possible experience. I, on behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little longer. Well, I'm glad they did, because I just thought, you know what, April, there's nothing coming out in that month. Nothing. Great month to delay to, I think.
The joke that Sam is making at the moment is that there are actually other games coming out that month. In particular, Resident Evil 3 Remake, which just got a new trailer today, by the way. That's releasing on April 3rd, and then...
A little other small game.
Small game.
Tiny game. We've never made this joke before. Haha, we're very funny. Cyberpunk 2077 is 16th of April.
That's right, yes, it's Keanu National Holiday. This really becomes like the Sophie's Choice of gaming, okay?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna basically have essentially 6 days or less, I would say, like what, 5 days are set to finish Final Fantasy VII Remake before you need to move on to Cyberpunk. That's probably not possible given that Square has already said that Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be about 60 hours long.
Yeah.
So unless you're really burning through it at like 12 hours a day, you are not going to be able to get through that game, man.
I mean, look, some gamers can get through it. I have faith in you that you can. Just make sure that you follow the steps, okay? Do not speak to anybody, just play the game, only eat Doritos. But, look, Yeah, I'm surprised that they maybe wouldn't have just moved that to the following month. What's coming out the following month? We've got a calendar here. Let's just quickly check.
Well, I mean, next month the biggest one is Last of Us 2, essentially.
Okay, cool. They've got one, but it's a completely different market.
Yes.
I think.
So the thing is, as well, there's always the question mark of whether or not Cyberpunk is going to get delayed, because it is a very ambitious title. It has not seen a release date slip yet. It's very common for games that are that ambitious to have a delay. So it's possible that they set this really ambitious April release date, and then they're like, look, it's going to be too tough to make it. We're going to push it. Plus, this also might give them an excuse to do that. They might say, okay, now we know, that Final Fantasy VII is coming out. Let's give it a bit of space. Flip side to that is that they may have already booked in Keanu for a press tour, and all this shit's locked in, and you're like, well, we can't do it. It's got to go live. Then that's when it's happening.
Yeah.
So lots of different ways that it could go. Either way, it's going to be a hellish week for gamers who want to experience both of those. Like,
I don't know how we're going to do it. I mean,
I do not know how we're going to do it.
We're going to do it, don't worry. But, I think it's going to be a very, very crazy time. Look, we've already played it too, okay? So we are hands-on, experienced individuals when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake. We played at E3. Did we play it somewhere else too?
No,
maybe just E3.
Maybe at PAX. No, we didn't play it at PAX.
We didn't play it PAX, fine. So it is in extremely, I think it's in great state.
It was looking really good.
It's incredible, the mechanics of it, the cinematics of it. It looks
sound, the
brilliant.
music.
So
music.
good. So I'm not really particularly worried about that. I think it's in a really good state. Now we've also played another game, okay?
This is the second one to be delayed
Also
today.
delayed.
This is also being published by Square Enix. This is the Avengers game. They announced a huge delay. This game was originally going to be coming out in May as well. And now it has been pushed to September 4th. That's a really chunky delay. They offered these reasons in their statement. To our fans at Crystal Dynamics, our ambition has always been to deliver the ultimate Avengers gaming experience. In order to achieve that goal, we have made the difficult decision to move the release date of Marvel Avengers to September 4th, 2020. So there's more after that. It's all just fluff saying that their game's going to be good and they're just taking time to fine tune it.
Yep.
But that's it. It's going to be delayed as well. And I feel like these reasons are quite different.
Completely
Like
different.
on the face, they say they're the same, like polish and fine tuning. But I suspect they're very different reasons because Avengers was not in fantastic shape when we played it.
This is the thing, we've been lucky enough to play both of those games and see what shape they're both in. Now, with Avengers, we only played a specific type of thing. It was pretty much just a room in which you could experience the actual...
It's like a training room.
Yeah. And of course, like many other people, we've also experienced that campaign,
First level,
the first level. So we've been able to play with a few of the Avengers and also in a concentrated space just to battle for like half an hour and feel those mechanics. They just feel so different in terms of where they're at. I do not feel like, although I feel like Avengers is on a path to be kind of a casual brawler thing, and a lot of people might like it. It wasn't overly resonating with us, and I was like, this probably needs a lot of work to really have a depth that'll keep people around.
Exactly. I feel like they've set really ambitious targets for this, because I feel like this is going to be a really fun game for 15 to 20 hours, just to beat up people and play through an Avengers storyline, and that's cool. But they've said they want this to be a live service game that lives forever with constant updates and whatever else. I wasn't sensing enough depth in the combat system to really warrant that. And so I think that it makes sense that they're seeing some delays. I don't know what they're going to change because they're pretty big challenges to overcome, but it's good to know they have some more time to face them.
And I think that delays are always a sign of good in terms of like they care deeply. They want this thing to be good.
I agree.
The last thing we want to see is a 76 or an Anthem where they just push it out the door and they're like, look, this thing's clearly not done. I'd rather them delay it. I'd rather them delay it, and then if it comes out and it's still bad, well, I mean, at least they went back to the drawing board at least once, and they were trying to make this thing better.
I agree.
In the state that we saw, I was not overly excited for it. So ultimately, Doom also is another game that has been pushed back to March. It was originally coming out in like October or November. Yeah. So again, I don't look at that and go, oh, it must be in deep trouble. It's probably just like they want to tweak it, and that's what I think the Final Fantasy thing is. But then there's also other games that I think they're going into the whole delay territory because they probably need to retool, and that's what I think the whole Avengers thing is.
So look, I'm very, very excited for Final Fantasy. I'm dreading the month of April in the sense that, if I wish I was not a games reviewer during the month of April, okay? No, seriously though, I really do, because it would be just
YouTube
it'd be so good just to be able to sit back and play those games and not worry about the timeline.
Can I just say that it's really hard
World's smallest violin.
to to play games all of April.
No, but like it sucks to have to rush through a game like Final Fantasy
I know what you
because
mean.
then you need to play Cyberpunk. Like that sucks. You
I
know?
agree, I agree.
It would be nice if we could just take your time. So,
yeah,
but
I
look,
agree.
it's good that they're all coming. It's great that they're on the way, and I think it's also, as I said, good that Avengers is taking this step to delay itself
Sure.
because we want it to be good. It's gonna be a crazy year, guys. 2020, man. It's gonna be nuts.
And then after that is
Be
the
huge.
The Last of Us is the month after that too, which will be fun. We're both excited for that. Like we absolutely love The Last of Us. But apart from that, and Halo Infinite later, it is going to be a very big year, guys.
It is.
But that's all for now. Layman out.